Hello, everyone. Welcome to a late Wednesday chat. It is 7:36, running behind schedule today. I had a late dinner, but I'm back. I've been gone for quite some time. I did not have a chat last week because I had internet trouble. Um, I had internet trouble for over a week. It was brutal because, to make the story short, the squirrel outside my house chew up the lines on the pole. So for a few days, uh, Comcast support and me was on the phone rebooting, resetting, pinging, do everything they could to trying to get my modem to work. And then they thought something was wrong with my modem, so they got me to replace my modem, and that still did not work. So that prompted them to send a guy out here. The cable guy came, and then he discovered the wiring problem outside the house and fixed it. But all of that took over a week between the beginning to the end of the problem. So last Wednesday, you know, I decided that it was not worth having a chat because the internet was dropping in and out all day long. Uh, Basically, it was not to be trusted. But anyhow, I'm back this week. I was just gonna have a short chat because I haven't had a chat since I think two Sunday ago. Um, what came in the mail today? Just in time for this chat. Comic Connect. Look at that. Event auction. So from this the look of this, you can see Captain America 1, All-Star 8, and Amazing Fantasy. I can't wait. I have not even opened this. I cut this package open just before I sit down for this video. I have been so busy working that it has not been fun. But let's see. Look at this. Not just an All-Star 8, a 9.0. Can you see that? Wow. That is going to go for boku money. Boku money. For those that know what boku mean. Oh boy. Let me see. In case anyone's watching, which I doubt because this was kind of a last minute kind of thing. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to have a live chat today, but I made it. Let's see. I just want to make sure that I have my chat open so that in case anyone is watching and commenting, I don't leave them out of the conversation. Okay, everything is completely set up now. So even this, look at this. Action Comics 252. A night two super rare book right there. So kudos to Comic Connect / Metro to come up with two doozy of a book. Tough book. I mean, you know, I can't recall when the last time I saw an All Star 8 9.0. Wow. I wonder when this were graded. And look at this, a 9.0 Amazing Fantasy. So it's a triple nine. Woo. CBCS, nonetheless. Look at that beauty. Oh my. And even an 8.0. Wow. This is going to be a killer of an auction. Oh boy. And then there's a Joe Gigante collection. Look like there's all kind of stuff. Spider-Man 9, Spider-Man 3, 9.4. Oh boy, 9.2. A lot of good stuff. 2 Batman 1. Look at that. Both restore, okay? Both. The CBCS one is also restore. A 9.6 restore. I'm not sure about that. I don't mind restoration and restore books, but when I see something like a 9.6, come on now, CBCS, come on. Look at this one, a 9.8, Batman 227, a 9.8, 251, and then a 9.6, 171. Whoa. Goodness, this is gonna be insane. A lot of good stuff. I can't wait. Oh, this is the one I want to see. Captain America 1 8.0. Wow. Wow. That might be the big winner. Okay. If I had to guess, I say, well, All-Star 8. All-Star 8 9.0 will go for insane money. I don't want to guess. 300,000? I don't know. More? I don't know. But this Captain America one will compete really hard. It will be interesting to see which one finish higher. Okay. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know which one's gonna be higher because it's not like every day that we see book in this great range for All-Star 8 or Captain America. So, ooh. Oh boy. Look at this. Daredevil 1 9.6. One of my favorite pre-Robin detective book. Look at that. 3.5. Oh, I love Detective 35. My goodness. When is this auction? March 28th through April 1st. So we have some time. I will have some time to set up my watch list to do a recap. So much good stuff. Speaking of recap, I finally shot the recap for the original art portion of the Comic Link February auction. That auction ended right about the time where my internet started to have problems. So I could not bid on that auction. I'm so pissed because, well, I'm not happy. It's not life or death. But there was at least 2 pieces of original arts in the Comic Link auction that I wanted to bid on. But because my internet sucks that night, I was unable to log in to make a bid. But there was 2 pieces. So if you watch my recap, which I will load tomorrow, I shot it this morning. You will see the 2 pieces that I wanted to bid but did not. Check this out. Fantastic Four number 1 7.5. Beautiful white cover. Even have a Stan Lee signature. What's up? What's up with that? I'm sure this sig was signed before the yellow label. That's why it's not in a yellow label. And beautiful book though. Wow. There's some killer books in here. Look at that. Green Lantern number 1, 9.2. Woo! Hulk 1, 8.0. And the CBCS 9.8. Once again, Restore 9.8. Ay. What do I have to say, huh? I'm not sure about that one. You want to see a rare book? Another Restore CBCS 9.6. More fun. Look at that. Goodness. I'm telling you, there's just so much going on. Oh, last but not least, I don't want to spend all my time with this catalog. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 9.8. Lots of good stuff, folks. A lot of good folks. A lot of good stuff. Oh, mine. Of course, the Batman 9.6 Restore is on the back cover. look pristine, look 9.6. Oh my goodness. Anyhow, that will provide for some fireworks. So I will look forward to do a recap of that auction, March 28th to April 1st. Let's see. Other than that, life has been pretty busy and hectic. As I mentioned in my last chat, I think I mentioned that I have been pretty busy and things keep busy, which is very unusual for my business. Usually things start to slow down about now. I usually do a lot of my work from October through February, but now that we are near mid-March and I'm not slowing down, things are not slowing down. My staff is happy. The people that work for me are happy because they are making more money this year so far than last year. So they are happy, but I'm not. I prefer to be slow because I'm lazy. Let's see what else. I did buy a few things that hopefully will come next week. I think next week I will have a pretty cool video to the show. There was a couple of cool things I bought that will come in the mail next week. One is a sketch of one of my favorite artists, and I have never owned anything from this artist, and just about everything that I saw in any auctions are just way too expensive. Okay, and I'm not willing to spend that kind of money for his. I wish I could. If something that tickle my fancy and fall into the price range that I can afford, sure. But the art is slim to none, and when this sketch became available for me to buy, I bit the bullet and bought it because I can spend thousands, if not tens of thousands, to buy a page of his original art or a few hundred to buy a sketch of his. I wonder if anybody can guess it. First, he's still alive. Second, he's famous for Silver and Bronze Age Marvel. Hopefully that spin the wheels for some of you guys that can guess. I would love to see if anybody can guess the right artist. Let's see what other hints I can give. Okay, he mainly Marvel, Bronze, Silver Age, still alive. I think that's it. I think that's all I can say. If I give any more hints, I think it would make it too easy for you guys to guess it right. But it's a sketch. That's it. Not a full body thing. It's just a headshot of somebody. I did buy other things, but nothing earth-shattering. Because the internet was down most of last week, I might be one of the few people that have not watched the whole new season of House of Cards. I love that show. And because of the internet issue, I finally had a chance to catch up. So I saw the first 5 issues, the first 5 episodes of House of Cards, and so far it's okay. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a review of the show, but I'm not sure what I think of the first 5 episodes so far. I think Brooke from the UK is a big fan of the show, so hopefully maybe Brooke and I can get together and do a live chat and talk about House of Cards. So Brooke, if you watch this chat, hit me up and maybe we can schedule a chat and discuss the show, spoilers and everything. But I will try to contact you as well to see because you might not be watching this chat, um, but I would save my opinions for the chat with Brooke regarding the show. I did see the new trailer for Daredevil, where Elektra, you get to see more of Elektra, the latest one. That looked great. Okay, the first trailer, all you see was Elektra sitting there and Matt Murdock coming to his apartment, and he say hi to Elektra. And then the second teaser clip was they show her standing on the roof and she beat down 4 or 5 guys. Okay, I think that's the second teaser. And the second full trailer came out, I guess, last week, where you see her in action with many lines and dialogue with Matt Murdock. That looked awesome. I like the second trailer because the first trailer was more um, Punisher centric. The second trailer was more Elektra centric. So that was pretty cool how they did that. So I'm all ready. I'm all set. I can't wait for the show in 2 weeks. Less than that. But yeah, I'm all set. So my goal is to finish up the House of Cards um, shows and then get myself ready for Daredevil. And then, of course, Man of Steel. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's segment into TV shows. Um, you know, I finally had a chance to watch the last 2 episodes of Gotham. I actually liked it. I have been very critical and fairly quiet about Gotham this season because after the first 2 or 3 episodes, I just couldn't take it. I thought it was horrible, and I kind of put off watching many of the episode. In fact, I think I skipped 2 of the episode because I just didn't feel like wasting my time. But I did watch the last 2 episodes where Mr. Freeze was on the show, and I actually thought it was good. For the first time this season, I actually enjoy watching Gotham, the 2 episode. Um, but Flash is still the best. I think I enjoy Flash a lot. That has been a real good show. I'm waiting to for Agent of Shield. I'm hoping Agent of Shield um, will come back and continue the improvement that it went through the first half of the season before Christmas. That was very good. I enjoy Agent of Shield a lot prior to the winter break, Christmas break. So I'm hoping that when the show return next month, I think, or maybe in 2 weeks, that it will be good. So I can't wait. I cannot wait for that. Legend of Tomorrow, it's okay. My biggest pet peeve is the Fire and Ice team, and I think the way they make that actor talk, the way he delivered his line, it sounds stupid. Okay, I cannot stand the way that actor deliver his line, the the tone of his voice. It sounds so fake and phony and stupid. So, um, but the rest of the show is okay. I think the less I see of Hawk Girl, the better. I'm not a big fan of Hawk Girl in that show. I like, um, I like the White Canary. I think she's the best part of the show, along with the Firestorm team. I think Rip Hunter is okay. Rip Hunter, he doesn't thrill me, but he doesn't bother me compared to Fire and Ice. And Adam, I'm not sure what to think of the Atom. That's kind of a toss up, but Hawkman and Hawkgirl, yeah. Sadly, the show is center more about them because of Savage. But so far, it's watchable. Okay, that's all I can say. It's watchable, and the one show that I like less and less is Supergirl. Um, you know, I understand Supergirl is not a show that's written for me. I'm not the target audience, so it's not, you know. So maybe the show main audience, by that I mean young teenage girls or preteens. I don't know. I think the the show is written more for that young crowd compared to a 49-year-old man. Um, you know, the acting of Supergirl, great. I think Supergirl is very well cast. The actress that played her is fantastic. I have nothing negative to say about her. I felt the action sequence for many of the episodes are very weak. As the season go along, more and more, I didn't like the action sequences. And Jimmy Olsen is my least favorite character of that show. The love triangle between him, uh, Lane, and Supergirl, Kara. Oh, good God! Yes, like I said, it's more high schoolish. I'm getting tired of that love triangle. You, you don't look a day over 48. Oh, I am 49. I will be 50 in 9 months, 8 months, 8 months. I will be 50 in 8 months. The big 5-0 Cougar. Thanks for chiming in. I have been on the phone so much today with my clients, as you can tell. That's why my voice is, I feel like I'm losing my voice from talking so much on the phone all day long. Most of it was after 2 o'clock. I think I was on the phone for like almost 4 straight hours talking. Sometimes that's what you gotta do to make the big moolah, to buy more comic books. Um, Speaking of comic books, I'm close on getting the third book on my list of top 10. I'm very close. I don't jump the gun and say that I got it, but just as like the first book, the Fantastic Four 55. I bought a copy and then I found restoration, color touches. I gotta return it, and then the second copy was the one that was a keeper. So then I make a video and say, I got the book. So I got the third book coming in, and finger crossed that it is in good shape and it's not restored, and I can make a video to show the third book cross off my list. But my goal is to knock off one book per month. Okay, 10 books, 12 months. Of course, the tough one will be Iron Man 1 and X-Men 1. That's going to be the doozy, but maybe I definitely wish save X-Men 1 for my birthday in November. that will be a treat for myself to get a mid-grade to low-grade X-Men 1. So hopefully, yes. But I think the easiest one on that list for me to get would be trying to complete my Silver Surfer run. I can't believe that after all these years in collecting, that I never completed that run. I don't know why. So I can't wait. In fact, I have not, outside of issue 1 and 4. Well, issue 1 through 5 I read, but I have not read the other issue yet. So I'm waiting to get all 18 issues, and then I will sit down and read them. And then I probably will do a series of videos that show all 18 issues, because I think it is a gem of a short run, mostly because of the art. John Buscema, to me, that this is like the peak. John Buscema did so much incredible work, especially in the Avengers. Okay, I have a lot of his Avengers work, but if I had to pick a series that is, the peak of his books for me, would be the Silver Surfer. I mean, I put the Submariners right up there because it's a hidden gems, but his Avengers work are just awesome as well. My top 10: FF 51, 66, 37, 28, AS. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look like you get 11. Cougar, you get 11 on the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, you're right, 10. I miscounted. Whew. Been a long day. Let me see. Avengers 62, 59, Avenger 3, 5, and 7. Do I have any of those? FF28 I don't have. FF37 I actually just bought. Yeah. Last night. Yes. I definitely could name easily 50. If I had to see, to see how much I can buy, I think buying 50 comic books a year is not a lot. Heck, some people do 50 books per week in their halls. But for me, I can see myself buying 1 or 2 books, 4 or 5 books a month. That's not outrageous. It used to be a lot more than that, but I can see myself doing that. And a lot of time, a lot of things I bought, I don't make videos for. It's not like everything I bought is like, oh my God, it's something, worth showing. Sometimes it's just stuff, low grade stuff that I want to buy for my collection to finish my run or something. But yeah, I think I bought FF37. FF37 is a purple color cover. I think that's a tough one to find. I mean, every time I see that book, because of the purple dark upper half of the book, it's never in good shape, but I got that. 66 is a tough book to find. If you can live with 7.0, 6.0, that's probably easier to find, right? I have a copy. I think mine is a 6.0, not super high grade. I bought that copy. Actually, there's a sad story to go with the copy that I bought, the FF66. The grade was actually a little bit less than. Oh, you want high grade. By high grade, you mean 8.0? For some people, they consider 8.0, 8.5 to be high grade. If you watch my video on Silver Age, what grades do I collect? I say 8.5 is like my sweet spot as far as high grade. I think 8.5 Silver Age book look awesome. Okay, because if for those that know how to grade, usually 8.5 Silver Age book are void of 1 inch corner crease. Anything that have like a 1 inch corner crease is not going to be 8.5. But I prefer my corners to be clean, but I can live with half an inch crease here and there. Not a big deal. I prefer not, but you can have an 8.5 with a half-inch corner crease and a few spine ticks or other wear somewhere else. So yeah, to me, 8.5 is a sweet spot for high grade Silver Age. No doubt in my mind for me. No doubt for me as far as what I'm looking for. If I was hunting for a high grade copy, yeah, I see. Yes, you agree. 8.5. Yeah, 8.5 for FF66. Ooh, FF51. Oh boy, that's a tough one. I had an FF51 that I sold maybe a few years ago because it was a mid grade. It was a 5.0, but it had like a big corner crease, like a 4-inch corner crease on that book, and it drove me crazy. And I sold it, and I was hoping to pick up a nicer copy over the years, but I seem to miss that book every time I saw a decent copy for a reasonable price. It's a tough book to find. Tough book, especially if you want a copy of that book that is not yellow or tan. For some reason, that book is always so yellow, tan, with lots of crease, and trying to find an 8.5 for that book is not easy unless you want to cough up big bucks buying a slab, right? Same thing with 66. 66 is tough, back to my story. I bought a copy of eBay, and when I bought it, I won the book, and then I paid for the book. 51 is tough. Can't find one with a nice top staple. Yeah, that book is prone with issues. Beside all the issues that I mentioned, yes, I agree on this top staple. It's a killer book, killer book to find. So I won an FF66 off eBay. I paid for it, and then I waited like 2 weeks, and I was pissed. And I was like, man, 2 weeks. So I had to file a claim with eBay to have a refund because it seemed like the seller disappeared. Okay. So I filed the claim, and then 2 days later, the seller sent me a message. Apparently, he got into some trouble. He didn't tell me what the trouble was. He said that he ran into some personal issue. He apologized for disappearing for 2 weeks, and he's going to ship the book out ASAP. When the book arrived, it was not in the, it's one of those listings where the picture could have been better, but it was a little bit less than what I wanted. So I wanted to return it. But just before I decided to return it, just before I had a chance to return, because I was going to contact him to say, well, your list of book is very fine, but I think it is more closer to fine instead of very fine. I found out through a different source that he was actually arrested and put in jail for those 2 weeks, and he just got bailed out. Apparently, this is just hearsay. Okay, so take this with a grain of salt as far as what I'm saying because I don't know the full truth. All I can remember is he was arrested because there was some kind of complaint that he was throwing a party. There was a party at his house, disturbance with the neighborhood. And when the police came, they found his daughter with their friends underage drinking. So he was arrested for providing alcohol for minor, as well as they found drugs. Um, like I said, it's hearsay, all that stuff. So I don't want to say anything more. There's a lot more to the story, but anyhow, he got bailed out. Worked to all kind of financial, put up his house as collateral to get bail money to get out. And then, to make the long story short, the day that I decided to return the book, decided to contact him to return the book, he committed suicide. It was sad. It was just one of those crazy event, and I left, I kept the book because there was no point to pursue trying to get a $10 refund, partial refund, because I disagree with the grades. But it's one of those unfortunate situation on eBay. And it was on the news. I mean, it's not as if, a lot of what happened was things that I read from the local newspaper that other people link me into the news so that I know that this is what happened and he did commit suicide. It was not something that, he lied about it to get out of eBay. No. He was a long time seller. He sold a ton for 15 years on eBay since like 2000. So it was ugly. It was one of those situations where it was not pleasant. How to detect when a cover has been attached and reattached? Ron Chang. There is very little reason to remove the cover. Because I'm not sure I can answer your question because, your question is, how to detect a cover that had been attached and reattached. Comic books are produced very unique in that it's almost impossible. I'm going to say almost impossible to find two books of the same copy with the exact same placement of the staple. Okay. So you can't swap cover. You can't take, let's say Hulk 181. Okay. For example, if you have two Hulk 181, one with a beautiful covers with bad interior and one with a crappy covers and good interior, and you want to swap the covers, nearly impossible because the staple holes on both covers on both books are at different spots. So the moment that you're trying to swap the cover, there's going to be extra holes in the wrong location. So but because of that, it's easy to spot covers that have been married to a book because they just won't match. They won't match where the staple holes are supposed to be. Does that make sense? Saw a 66 8.5 on eBay. Looked nice, but seller would not post a pic of the back cover, so bye-bye. I agree. To be honest, I don't post some back covers, okay? But as a seller, if you request the back cover, I am more than happy to take my time to scan the back cover and show it to you. So it's not something that I do for every book. Usually I provide back cover scan for things that are high value. By high value, I mean $80 or more. When I sell something that, $80 or more on my buy it now price, I put even 60, forget about 80, even $60. I do that. Come to think of it, even 50. But when and if I don't have a back cover scan on any of my listing, see, my voice is so hoarse from talking so much today. When I don't have a back cover, I would be more than happy to provide the back cover scan. My pet peeve on sellers on eBay recently is people that have buy it now and best offer. And there was a book on eBay that have a buy it now at 80, and I make a best offer of 65. And I figure, hey, the owner might come back with 70 or 75, but shortly 4 or 5 hours later, I got the straight off decline. I'm just like, not even willing to negotiate. What a waste of time. And then I have another seller that have a buy it now, and I make an offer. Maybe it was like a $90 book, and I offer 75, and the seller come back with an offer of 88. So he gave me a $2 discount. Willing to do a $2 discount. So once again, that's Jack. Okay, I have a lot of complaint on many sellers on eBay. Lately, it's been some bad one. So many people do not understand the art of negotiating. Yes, Jimmy, I know. It's here's another one that I killed the deal with. There was a guy. He had listing for buy it now with offer, and shipping was $3.99 per book. Okay, and he said on his listing that every additional book is only 50 cents more. So he had 3 books that I want to make an offer, and altogether I got him to it was cheap books. It's like $20 books, not a big deal. So 3 books, $60 asking price. I offer like $45, and he come back with like 50. And I say, okay, on those 3 books, I can take 50. 3 separate listing. He jacked up the shipping cost to be $15 instead of $3.99 plus 50 cents. I'm like, when I get the bill from him, $15 for shipping, it's just like, are you high? You agree on a lower price, and then you jack up the shipping cost. So I end up paying more for those 3 books than the original listing. Fuck off, jackass. Oh my God, what a fuckwad. Okay, comic and stuff. Hello, thanks for joining. Ron Chang asks, when I go to the comic store, I want a 9.8 comics. What do I look for? You mean like a 9.8 modern books? I'm guessing that's what you're saying. If you go to your LCS to buy, for sure, you just have to learn to examine book closely and learn how to grade. There's no magic to it, Ron. I know you're fairly new to the hobby from all the conversation that we had in the past 3 months. If you want to know what a 9.8 look like, go to, say, Heritage. Okay, I can't say enough about how Heritage have incredible big scans. That's how I start out learning to grade. I went to Heritage back in 2008, and I look at thousands and thousands of scans in every grade in order to familiar myself with, and then I submitted a lot of books. I kept record of what my guess was, what CGC grade was, and I can tell you I submitted over, I don't want to keep track, easily over 1,000 slabs in 2009 and 2010, and I kept track every book. I kept track of every single one of those books, and my guesses was, and over my submission, I was about 85% right as far as what I guess the grade should be and what CCC said it was going to be. The other 15% of 10% of it I undergrade, okay, and 5%, roughly 5%, I overgrade. So I was pretty happy with the result. I'm pretty confident in my grading skills, but ultimately it's about teaching myself how to grade. Okay, there is no magic to it. And Ron, if you are to be in this hobby, I'm guessing you are fairly young compared to me. If you are going to be in this hobby for 20, 30, 40 years going forward, learn how to grade. You must, okay? There is no if or buts about it. If you don't want to learn how to grade, then you're going to be paying premiums and overpay all the times. Cougar, comic and stuff, if price is fair, you don't need to negotiate, right? Yeah. You know, I had buy things on eBay when there was no best offer and the buy it now price was reasonable. So yes, the answer is yes, Cougar. Ron Chang asked, any cons in getting comic book press? You know, I can go on all days about pros and cons of pressing, but I don't see any. For those that are okay with pressing, for those that are okay with the risk of pressing, because there's risk of damaging the book when you press. There's risk that the book will not go up in grades. I know a guy that had an Avenger 4, okay? A beautiful high-grade Avenger 4, 9.2. And he was dead set on having that book pressed to get a bump in grade. He pressed it twice, submitted twice, resubmitted twice. The book went down to a 9.0. He was so pissed. He pressed it again, He used the best of the best as far as presser, as far as I can tell. Ultimately, he pressed that book 4 times. The book went from 9.2 ultimately to 8.5. He was so angry. So yes, that's the risk. Not everything that's pressed went up. Okay, so that let that be clear. Things can happen. Liking the covers. Hello, welcome, my friend. Comment and stuff. Well, in an ideal world, yes, no need to negotiate. But unfortunately, some seller ask crazy prices. Indeed, not some, a lot. Not me. I'm not guilty of asking crazy prices. My prices are very reasonable. What Silver Age titles are good investment? I'm told many times that Amazing Spider-Man, a very easy seller. Correct. Spider-Man, back issues of Spider-Man, raw or slabs, outsell X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers, you name it. It's insane how popular Spider-Man is. Trust me, from a guy that sold a lot of books, selling Spider-Man Silver Age was probably the easiest. Ron Chang asks, "What's your new schedule for chats?" Every Wednesday, except for the last Wednesday. I'm trying to stick to the same schedule that I have been trying to do. Is I have a chat every Wednesday. The only reason I did not have a chat last Wednesday, for those that watched the earlier part of this chat, is that I have internet issues, bad connection. But I will have this Wednesday. I will have maybe next Wednesday, and then the last week of the month, the last Sunday of each month is a Sunday chat. Okay. I would love to have the Sunday chat every week, but some people can't participate on Sunday and some people can't participate on Wednesday. But I think it's easier to have, 3 Wednesday and 1 Sunday. But that's my chat schedule. Comic and stuff. I apologize if I butchered your name. This is to liking the covers. Comic and stuff. Hey Cougar, just made out your name. By the way, I purchased books from Cougar Comics and his process are very reasonable. Yes. Comic and stuff. I think Comic and stuff, if I'm correct, Comic and stuff have his own pressing service. I believe. I vaguely remember seeing him on the chat with Lord of the Long Box. So if that's correct, Comic and stuff, it's you. So hello, welcome to my chat. Do you store comic books in Mylar or poly bags? Both. Eventually, I would like to migrate everything to Mylar so I don't have to deal with replacing them every few years. Yes, eventually, slowly but surely. I buy bags. I don't buy poly bags anymore. Every year or so, I might buy 100 or so My Lights 2 to be exact, and then replace them slowly one by one. But I can see 5 years down the road, I will have all of them in My Light because I'm tired of switching out my poly every 10 years. Oh, I would love to have panels on my live chat. I have had this open invitation that for anyone that want to appear on my live chat on a panel, next time or this time, email me, let me know so that next time when I have a chat, I will send invitation so that you can appear. I have had that. I have had panels on my chat many times. Not all the time because I'm not Mr. Popular, but I welcome anybody that want to appear. I prefer to keep my panels to no more than 3 people because I find that when you have more than 3 people, I have a hard time conducting the chat without talking over some people sometimes. Yes, so I was right. Yes, my friend, good luck on your business. I definitely would, refer to your service if people ask about pressing. I had my first comic book press back in 2009. Nick, with the death of Paul Ryan, do you have a favorite cover of his work? Not really. Sadly, Paul Ryan came into the hobby near the tail end of me leaving the hobby in '94. if I'm right, you correct me if I'm wrong. I hear his name. I saw some of his work on the West Coast Avengers. But to be honest, I don't remember buying any of his book off the rack. So I don't have a favorite. Sorry, liking the covers. Um, oh, Kenji. Do you think comic book coloring is inferior to hand coloring? I think modern computer coloring has destroyed the line art of modern artists. It looks so washed out and sanitized. I am with you on that. Um, I have been fairly critical of the way computer coloring has been and how modern comic books has looked, but it fell on deaf ears. I understand it's easier, it's quicker, more efficient, more economics, you name it. The old ways of coloring is definitely more costly, more time consuming, all of that stuff. So, but I like it. There's a lot of things about me that are old school. I like cheaper paper. I like the smell of pulp. I like the way old comic book feel in my hand. I like the way they smell. So you're talking to a guy that would prefer everything to go back to the 70s. I agree. I as much as I try to like modern comic books, every time I still buy modern books here and there, and when I look at the art, the coloring, I just don't get that same feeling as I did looking through the stuff that I bought even in the 80s. It's just not the same. It just doesn't feel right, doesn't smell right, doesn't look right, and doesn't that's not priced right either. $3.99. One cover that I like on the Avenger West Coast issue 60 with Magneto on the cover. I think I know that cover. I think I have seen it. Like I said, I am aware of who he was, more so, after I left the hobby. After I left the hobby, and then after I returned to the hobby in 1999, I left in 94, returned in 1999. That's when I saw and heard of the name Paul Ryan. But I can't say much as far as buying his stuff. Comic and stuff. You're 46. You're a young man. I'm 49. We'll be 50 in a few months. Yes, from my very first few videos, I talk about how I like the smell of comic books. I like the feel of them, the texture of them in my fingers. That it's just not the same with modern books. They don't smell like pulp to me. Ron Chang, you asked a couple of questions about good investment. So what are good Bronze Age titles to buy for investment? Ron, that's a tough question. I think with Bronze Age, there are not good titles to buy for investment. I think if you talk about investment, I say stick with the mega keys. Okay, by that I mean like the Hulk 181. I'm sure other people would chime in. I'm sure if you watch enough YouTube video, you know what Bronze Age keys to get. But as far as any particular title, I don't think you can go and buy a big run, even like X-Men. The X-Men run Bronze Age with John Byrne and Dave Cockrum and Chris Claremont. That's an awesome run, but I'm not sure you can call that a good investment because they were printed 400,000 per month. There are a zillion issues of those books around. The X-Men were uber popular in the Bronze Age. So You know, I don't know. I don't have the answer for you there, my friend. Books are also thinner nowadays too. Take me 10 minutes to read modern from cover to cover. Back in the days, at least 20 to 30 minutes. Um, there was, I agree with you. You know, part of it too is modern books are much less wordy. Sometimes you have, you know, a page with 3 or 4 panels and 5 words. And sometimes that happened multiple times in a book. It's sad that, you know, n- not to say that I enjoy the 80s. Like if you look at the Bronze Age books, especially the X-Men with Chris Claremont, he's very wordy, verbose, and sometimes, you know, the panels are filled with text. That's the opposite end of what I like either. So there's a happy medium that I like to see, instead of like too much text or too little. How much to ask for a discount at a comic book conventions? Oh, you know, I am not a big fan. Uh, I can tell you, years ago, conventions was before the birth of eBay. Okay, before the birth of eBay, that's where I go to get my books. That's where dealers go to sell their books. So prices at conventions used to be very reasonable. Now it's insane. The last 3 conventions I went to, I bought nothing because the price was so stupidly high that I can buy cheaper copies on eBay on any given issues. So I don't even try to negotiate. But back in the days, you know, when I go to conventions back in the 80s and 90s, I can easily, you know, get 10, 20% discount, especially with, if I bring a stack of books and say, you know, okay, I'm gonna spend $300. Can I get, you know, $40 off, at least $30 off? Most dealers will say yes. If you don't drop $200 or $300 at their booth, they will give you 10, 15% off. But that's the good old days. Now they mark the book up at conventions. You know, they raise the prices to cover the cost of the table. So when you go, if you go today, when you go to a convention, and if you have an iPhone, a smartphone, and you can log onto eBay, you can do your price comparison like that, and you will see how outrageously dealers are pricing at conventions. On top of that, some of them can't grade well shit. So overgrade and overprice. Two combination at convention that tell me to not come back. Uh, so much stuff. Okay. Liking the covers. I'm 52 and start to collect in 1978. You are 3 years ahead of me, my friend. I start to collect in 1981. Comic and stuff thought he was the oldest one until I surpassed him, and then Cougar. And then liking the covers. Liking the cover. You know, there's a bunch of YouTuber that's in the 50s. Cougar's one. Dr. Von Schiller is also in his 50s. Dave Becker is in his 50s. I think Dave Becker might be slightly younger than Dr. Von Schiller, I think. Corsican, you're here. Hello. 8:40. I have to end the chat in about 15 minutes. Okay, folks. I'm running the chat late today because I started late. I did not start this chat until after 7:30, not the 7 o'clock normal time, because I had a late dinner. But you know, by 9 o'clock, my son had to go to bed, and his room is right next door, and I cannot be chatting up and making all kind of noise in here. Ron Chang asked, buying new variant comics a good investment? No, absolutely no. I hope other people will chime in and help Ron out. Ron is a fairly new collector, so feel free to help Ron navigate through this gauntlet, okay? Because uh, yeah, I don't want Ron to go crazy in this hobby. We are living in the eBay era. I'm sure dealers who are not willing to negotiate are eBaying that same book. Absolutely. I saw a lot of big dealers on eBay listing some crazy prices that been around, and the same listing has been around for like 5 years. What kind of business model are you running, sir? Are you running a business model that help eBay collect the listing fees? Holy cow. Nonsense. Nonsense. Comic books keep me young. Yes, it keep me young at heart for sure. I love this I love this hobby. It's so much fun. I can have so much fun with this hobby, talking to you guys on a daily basis, weekly basis, even without buying. You don't have to buy to have fun. I can pull out a bunch of old books and enjoy. 57, Dave, 57. Cougar, 58. I feel young. 49. Yeah, I think I'm not sure when Dr. Von Schiller, how old he is. I know his birthday is October, I'm trying to remember, October 13th? I don't know. The only one, John. Hello, Nick. What's the topic? How old we are. There's not really any particular topic. We've been chit-chatting about anything and everything, nothing in particular. And as I mentioned, to comic and stuff, anyone that's watching this chat that want to participate in a panel, email me, write me a PM or whatever you want to do, and I will send you the invitation. I have done that with everybody that asked to be on a panel, and you can pick and choose your topic, and we can talk. The best hobby in the world. For sure, best hobby for me. I have collected other things. I collected my first thing that I collected when I was young was stamps. I love collecting stamps. I did that at age 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I did it for like 5 years. And then when I left the old country, I came from Vietnam. I came to the US at age 13, and fell in love with comic books a year later. So, it's not, so for me, stamp was fun. Comic book is awesome. I try baseball cards. I try football cards. Oh, not for me. I try to collect other knickknacks, bottle caps, beer, beer, beer cans. At one point, I had like a whole bunch of different beer cans. Oh my goodness, it's a man thing. We collect things, we hoard things. I enjoyed the video on grading books. Oh, I enjoyed the video on the grade books you buy. Great information. Thank you. I'm waiting for the Bronze Age video. If you want to see a Bronze Age video, I can do that. I wasn't sure if I want to do a Bronze Age, but if people are interested in hearing my thoughts on what grades am I collecting for the Bronze Age, I will do it. I'm here to please the peeps. I'm here to please. The only one, John. I'm 44. Do you remember I sent you an email concerning paper quality and how it affects grades? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, my friend. That was over a year ago. A long time ago. trying to remember. Yeah, it's over a year ago, right? Agreed. Those last couple of videos are very good. Thank you. You know, I have no idea what's good or bad. In all honesty, uh, you know, when I sit down and do a video, you know, I just try to shoot something, say something that I think I enjoy hearing. I love to hear myself talk. Uh, I also love the grading videos, very informative, especially for a 34-year-old like me. Robert Finfrock. Hello. First timer for Robert Finfrock. Do Bronx. Yes. Dave, I will do that next week. But I have, you know, from the day that I have been on YouTube for over 3 years now, okay? Over 600 videos. Over 600 videos. And I only have maybe 7 hauls video out of those 600 videos. So yes, you know, I find it a lot more fun for me to talk about the hobby than having to buy something to talk about what I just bought. Everything you do is good. Oh, you're too kind, my friend. I have a lot of videos I delete, trust me. You know, I have a lot, you know, I'm busy, but I also have a lot of free time. And in my free time, sometimes I will shoot 5 videos. You know, I only release, you know, 3 videos a week, but sometimes I shoot 10 videos a week. And so I have a tons of videos that I shot, and then for whatever reason, they sound stupid or boring, I delete them. So, you know, many of the video that you saw this past week was shot months ago. You know, it's like the one on the Golden Age that was shot 3 weeks ago. No, a month ago. And then the one on the Browns was actually shot last week. So, you know, I try to mix match my video topic to make it interesting. And I don't want to put out, you know, 5 spotlight videos on an artist in 2 weeks. You know, I try to do like 1 spotlight on an artist, 1 first appearances, 1 about something else, 1 movie review. So I try to provide alternative variety. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, 600 videos. Insane. You know, when I tell my friends I made 600 plus videos on YouTube, they're just like, you have that much to talk about comic books? 600 videos on the average 12 minutes per videos. That is 7,200 hours. Something insane. I like the Submariner books you show. Thank you for liking the covers. I love those. Those are on my, you know, when it comes down to John Buscema favorite, I put Silver Surfer, and then Submariner, and then Avengers, and then Conan. Okay, so that's in the tier of my favorite work by John Buscema. It's Silver Surfer, Submariner, Avengers, Conan. I learned a lot from ETA's auctioneer vid. You can call me Nick. I have fun doing those. You know, I don't buy a lot of books anymore. I don't bid on a lot of books anymore. I sold a lot of books, but I have not consigned any to the auction house this year. Not yet. I have about 15 or so slabs that I plan to submit, consign to them before Christmas. Between now and Christmas, between now and August, I want to include them in the last auction in November. So in the next few months, I will round up the 15 to 20 slabs that I want to get rid of this year. So yes, last year I consigned almost 70 slabs to Comic Link. Thank you for the many hours you put into your video. Thank you, my friends, for watching and commenting in almost every single one of them since you joined YouTube. You have been one of the biggest supporters of this channel. So I can't say enough about how much I appreciate the comments and thumbs up from you, especially. Jean Paul, Sean is here. Hello, brother. I was in a chat with Sean this morning in his own Google chat before lunchtime. Corsican, Nick, you are our ESPN. Same way some guys can watch commentators talk for weeks on the Super Bowl, I can enjoy your commentary. Well, thank you. You know, it's not for everyone. Okay, I am not delusional. Not delusional one bit to think that I am interesting to every single one. But for those that find what I have to talk about interesting enough, I appreciate it, because you know, we're all different. You know, I don't expect everyone on YouTube to like me or watch my channel. So it's nice to find some people that really enjoy my yapping. Yes, Cougar, I was working all day. If you, I was on Sean chat for 45 minutes. I think not long. It was like between 11 and 12. You know, and I basically, and I was working. If you, he can testify to that. I joined the chat, but for the most part, at least half the time, I was actually working on the computer while the chat was going on. So I was working and playing at the same time. No, it is nice. You know, I have to say that I have it easy being able to work at home for the past 16 years. It has been 16 years since I have to leave the house to go to work for somebody else. It has been nice. Super, super nice. Well, anyhow, I look at the clock. It's 8:54. If anybody have one last questions, say your last piece, because I am going to sign off before 9 p.m. 9 a.m. Yeah. You know, this is an extra long chat version, but I don't mind running the Wednesday chat 2 hours if there are this many people participate. And for those that want to be on the panel next week or the week after, just let me know. The more people we have, the longer the chat can run. Okay, it's hard for me to maintain myself talking for 2 hours as I have been doing so far. It's been an hour and a half since I started this chat at 7:30, and so it's been nice to be able to talk to you guys and maintain constant communication for almost 90 minutes now. Yikes! Oh, before I go, since I start this chat, the first 30 minutes nobody was on the chat, but you guys should go back and rewatch the first 30 minutes of this chat when I was by myself. I show many of the great stuff in this new catalog that I got from Comic Connect for the big auction March 28th. Okay, it's gonna be insane. There are some insane books in this auction. All-Star 8 9.0, Captain America 1 8.0. Woo! Wowza. What time will you do it, Nick? If I have it next Wednesday, Same time. Okay, if I have it next Wednesday, actually, if I have it next Wednesday night, it might be even later. You know why? Next week is spring break. My son does not have to go to bed early, so I can have a chat from 8 p.m. to midnight if I wanted to. Okay, so keep that in mind. Next Wednesday could be a long chat, could be a late night chat because my son does not have school the next day. So I can talk as long as people want to keep talking. Okay, so keep that in mind for next Wednesday. I want to be out on, but Tuesday, Wednesday night is my night to watch my boys while my wife is at night school. Understandable. Let me know what worked best for you, okay? Because as I mentioned, I do have a chat on Sunday. The last Sunday of each month is a Sunday chat, 10:30 in the morning to like noon, or whenever I want to break off to go eat lunch. So if you can't do it on Wednesday night, the last Sunday of each month is a morning chat. Okay, well, it looked like late Wednesday next week might work. So we'll see. You know, like I said, I tentatively want to do it next Wednesday, but it's spring break. Who knows what's gonna happen? You know, I might not be able to do it. Might be away doing something else. So if I do have a chat next Wednesday night, I will contact you before the chat, and then you can join if you can. I will send an invite, and you are welcome to join if you can. Okay. Are you on every Wednesday? The only one John asked. I'm on. I'm supposed to be on every Wednesday except the last week of the month. The last week of the month, the last Sunday. The last week, I want to do a Sunday morning. But other than that, the previous 3 weeks of each month, I want to do a Wednesday night. If people wants to, I would have a chat Wednesday night and Sunday morning. But I don't think I have enough people that care to hear me talk live chat twice a week. Twin Planet. Oh, Twin Planet. Hello, you joining right at the end. I'm leaving in 1 minute. Twin Planet is a new YouTuber. Twin. For those that are not subscribed to their channel, they're new. Okay, so the content is just new, not many yet, but hopefully they will put out a lot of video. Twin Planet. I'm married to a twin. My wife is a twin. Okay, so for those that have not subscribed to Twin Planet, check out their new channel. They appear together, twins. Well, anyhow, thank you, Cougar, Comic and Stuff, Liking the Cover, The Only John, Twin Planet, Cosico, Ron Chang, Gene, Sean, everybody. It's 9 p.m. It's time for me to get my son to bed for school tomorrow. He has a test about the government, the executive branch, the president, Congress, you name it. I have to get him up early to review for the test tomorrow. Anyhow, thank you, everybody. Good night. Until next week.